Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Phatkat Collections. Happy 2025. Cannot believe it. All right, so got another fragrance review for you guys today. Haven't done a fragrance review in a little while now. And this is another one by, who is this? Fragrance World? Let's see. Fragrance World. And this is Ivory Musk. Now, these are the kind of fragrances that I think kind of fuel my fragrance addiction. I'm always looking to smell different, right? And there's so many amazing options out there. And so when I do a fragrance review, you folks know there are amazing guys I like to watch. Redolessence, I think, is my favorite. So if you haven't checked out his channel, please do so. He is, YouTube is flooded nowadays. Everybody and their brother is becoming an expert, right? And I don't want to come across like an expert in anything, because I'm really not. I'm just kind of a do-it-yourselfer. I'm just a fragrance lover, a watch collector. I am who I am. I buy what I like. And one thing I really like about the fragrance world, as opposed to, pun intended, as opposed to like the watch community, is that the fragrance world's very like open-minded. Like, you don't have a lot of people telling you that your taste in fragrances suck. Like, it's a lot more like open-minded, because it is so subjective on what one person may smell or like versus another. And so you don't have people telling you, oh, you wear Creed Aventus, you're just a snob, or you wear Fragrance World, you're just a, that's shit garbage. You just don't have that. And so it is a very open, very welcoming. I've said it many times, like as an influencer, as a YouTuber, some people have said, oh, you should go to the Invicta cruise, you should do this. Honestly, no fucking way. Like, I don't want to be around any watch people at all, right? But when it comes to fragrances, like, I would go to like a fragrance expo or something like that, because I just feel like it's a very welcoming space, right? So with brands like this, Fragrance World, they basically, I don't know if they make any original creations. They might, but they're basically make clones of more expensive fragrances. And so a lot of, this is one they're copying by Initio, which is an extremely, in my opinion, overpriced brand, like many niche houses like that. Their creations are amazing, don't get me wrong, but I don't think there's a fragrance worth really over $60, to be honest with you. But again, some may argue that these brands are ripping off the original creations, but that's life. You could basically make something that smells exactly like something. The thing is, they get away with it because it's never 100%. There's always, somebody could always subjectively articulate that, oh, it's a little different. And they might say, oh, they added one extra note that's not in the original, so now it's not a copy. So you can't really copyright fragrances, right? And you can see by the looks of this, they're copying the bottle, but it's their own name. Intro, it's called Ivory Musk, and it's by Fragrance World. So, it is what it is, right? So what's cool about these is that, they're taking these amazing creations and making them affordable. Now, some folks will argue that if you want the original, you should get the original. It's always your money, buy what makes you happy. But I'd have to have my head examined to spend $400 on a bottle of fucking cologne, right? Not when there's so many amazing options. And this is just one of them. So this is meant to copy Musk Therapy by Initio. And that, I'm just on Fragrantica right now. If you want to scroll down, or not you, but when I scroll down, you're looking at $300 to $400 for this fucking fragrance. And that can be said with a lot of Initio fragrances. Now, if I was filthy rich tomorrow, right, would I buy the original? No fucking way. I just don't see the point in spending that. I've never smelled the original. I'm sure the original might be a little different, might be a little higher quality, right? But at the end of the day, fragrances, when you're wearing it, it's never going to smell the same on two people. Similar, very similar. You might think it's the same, but everything plays a role into how a fragrance smells. Your skin composition, what you eat, how oily, how dry your skin is. What kind of detergent you use, what kind of soap you use, what kind of deodorant you use, shampoo, hairspray, beard oil if you use any, skin lotion. All that changes how fragrance smells on any particular person. So just got to keep that in mind. So when we look at notes on this, so let me give you just my resume here. I have like over 300 bottles of cologne, different samples, full sizes. I'm more of a fan of affordable brands like this. This can be had for 25 bucks. I'll put the link in the description. And I'm always on the journey to smell something different than anything else that I have. Why is this guy running over the grass? Don't hit the grass, dude. These people do not know how to fucking drive, dude. Fucking Canadian plates. Who the hell? Yep, right over the grass. Dude, don't run over the grass! Fuck! These fucking people. It's like they don't give a shit about anybody's property but their fucking own. Fuck. Anyway. So, alright, so getting back to the fragrance. When we look at the notes on this, when we do a side-by-side comparison of Ivory Musk versus, what's the other one? This is Ivory Musk. What's the Musk Therapy? When I do a fragrance review, I'm not going to paint this bullshit picture. And a lot of fragrance reviewers out there are going to say, it's going to open with this. There's a few that I can't stand. And I'm not trying to be rude here. I would never be rude to anybody or mean to anybody who didn't, start. But they open this thing like that they have like this. It's just like wine tasting, right? I mean, maybe there are people who have better noses than me. I'm going to give you the most basic understanding of this fragrance or any fragrance I review. Give you the gist of it, okay? And so Fragrantica classifies this fragrance. They classify these under citrus, woody, fruity, powdery, floral, musky, aromatic, fresh, spicy, Musk Therapy, citrus, musky, floral, powdery, fruity, woody, green, spicy, fresh, spicy, aromatic. I'm not sure how they come with that designation, but these fragrances had the same main accords, right? What I like to pick is the top three, and these are citrus, woody, fruity fragrances, all right? Now, I disagree with this assessment of this. I think this is more of a musky fragrance, hence the name Ivory Musk, right? Hence the name Musk Therapy by Initio. I like to kind of give you guys the gist of the notes, and if we look at the notes on both these fragrances, I believe they are identical, but Musk Therapy has these are listed as not having, and this is just by Fragrantica, take that with a grain of salt, they list them as one note, or one set of notes, not like top, middle, and base notes. They're just all lumped in. I don't really see the difference. I don't know if that's actually true, but they both have musk. One has white musk, black currant, sandalwood. One has white sandalwood, the other sandalwood, magnolia, bergamot, mandarin orange. And Musk Therapy actually has hedione. I think I'm saying that right. It looks like some sort of flower, whereas Ivory Musk has magnolia. So, can you tell the difference between sandalwood and white sandalwood in a fragrance? I call bullshit. I don't think so at all. Hedione probably is very similar to magnolia. Magnolia is probably a cheaper note to add to the fragrance. So again, these two fragrances are probably going to be extremely similar with minor differences. And I'm just giving you guys my 2 cents. I've had clones that are perfect and I've had clones that are just decent. At the end of the day, as you start to evolve and change on your skin, I think somebody who knows clones is going to say, oh, it's Musk Therapy, right? I just don't think you can tell the difference on a person. But so what do I get with this? So let me give you the meat and potatoes of this. Let me just kind of refresh myself. Damn. So this one's kind of nostalgic to me. It kind of reminds me, I wouldn't necessarily say it leans feminine, but it is very musky. It does have that floral kind of notes to it. It is kind of woody as well. That's kind of what I get from it. But overall, damn, it is a good fragrance. It's unlike anything else I have. It's extremely musky. And it's very nostalgic for me because it kind of reminds me of my mother a little bit. Because my mom wears Musk by Alyssa Ashley. And I normally, if you would ask me 3 weeks ago before I got this, do you like musk fragrances? I'd probably say I'm not really a fan. Probably because I wasn't able to distinguish what I guess I thought musk was like. I love the way my mother smells, absolutely. It's the only perfume my mom wears, and people always tell her how wonderful she smells, and she does. But I always kind of thought musk was, in other fragrances just wasn't for me. But I will tell you that this is absolutely a beautiful fragrance. I got this from my sister from my Amazon wish list for Christmas. And when I put this on, my sister's mother-in-law was just like, I said, this guy smells feminine. She was like, I don't agree. She thinks it smells just amazing, right? And so I think this is an amazing fragrance, but I do think this is definitely unisex. It is sort of, in my opinion, I just gotta hit myself with this here. Give me a second. Man. All right, so you get a little bit of a different when you first spray it on, you definitely get a huge blast of that bergamot. And I think as it starts to just kind of, and very quickly it kind of dies down, those top notes kind of like, they definitely kind of mellow out, and you are left with this beautiful, woody, musky, floral note, floral kind of fragrance. That's the best we can describe this. And I think that a lot of dudes may not wear this. You'd have to be more of a guy who's into colognes to want to pull this off, but I absolutely love it. I think this fragrance is just sexy. It's definitely warm, and I think that this is definitely something that if you walk by somebody, this is definitely going to have great sillage. I've worn this for several weeks now and absolutely love it. And again, it's super different than anything else I have, you know. When you start collecting a lot of fragrances, I think that most of us are kind of on the hunt for unique and different. And this is just, it's the best way to describe it is just a warm, beautiful scent. But if you don't like it, it's not overly floral, but you definitely get a musky, kind of citrusy, sort of woody floral. Best way to describe that. I mean, I think that if you know what musk smells like and you're not a fan, then you won't like this. If you are a guy, and if you would ask me again 3 weeks ago, you know, or if so, I'll be honest with you, if somebody described this as a very floral scent, I probably would not have added this to my list. But because Initio does some amazing fragrances, I tend to find myself to be a little more daring when it comes to Initio creations than any other brand. So I feel like if Initio does something, it's going to be amazing. And if somebody copies it like Fragrance World, it's going to be amazing as well. Now, fortunately, when it comes to these clone houses, Fragrance World is top notch. Like I got a Versace Flame cologne the other day by another just generic Amazon brand, and there is a noticeable difference between that and Versace Eros. And Eros I like so much, the Flame, that I probably will spend the $50, $60 to add to my collection unless somebody else comes out with a clone. And if I buy another one and it's not as good, then I'm just going to be disappointed I spent almost as much on the clones, 2 clones that I don't, you know, probably won't enjoy as much than the real one. So, but that's a relatively inexpensive fragrance. When you look at something like this, if you're going to spend $400 on a fragrance, you better friggin' like it. And I think this might, you know, even if you're not somebody who's really into clones, then and you don't mind spending the money and you don't have the opportunity to smell it, what I would do, this is a very affordable way to find out if you like it. And man, I fucking love this fragrance. It is so good. And again, that musk just reminds me, when I wear this, I just feel like this warm, nostalgic, like love in my heart. And that's because my mom. My mom is the most amazing woman in the world. She's the sweetest person ever. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that way about your mothers, and you're wrong. Mine's the best. And so this just reminds me of her, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love this fragrance. That musk is what really reminds me of that Musk by Alyssa Ashley. Now, for you ladies who love Musk by Alyssa Ashley, they've been making that fragrance for so many years. It is super popular. They continue to sell that fragrance. It is super affordable. If you like that fragrance and you want a little bit of a twist on it, I would check this out. This is an amazing fragrance, and I think this is just, you're absolutely going to love this. So that's it, folks. That is my 2 cents on Ivory Musk. Amazing. Links in the description. If I can help anyway, let me know. If you do take a venture out and decide to get this, you know, let me know what you think. I am curious. So thanks for watching, folks. Have a good day.